What's cracking, everybody? XehrFelrose here, bringing you some Pokemon GO Battle League content. In today's video, we're taking a look at a strong triple dragon theme team featuring middle evolution pseudo-legendary dragons in the Retro Cup. And you already know Dragon is probably the strongest, if not literally the most dominant type in the entire Retro Cup, as nothing resists Dragon. It is oppressive, it is strong, and we are going to see how this trainer pilots this team. Mellow at 2001. Appreciate you sending in the battles. Trainers! I need a lot of Shoutcasts. I'm going to be on vacation at the end of December. So all three open leagues, Master League, Great League, send them. Mostly Great League, because we're going to have Great League like all 3 weeks. So go ahead and send me those battles. You can find a link in the description of a form you can fill out for the Shoutcast submission. And appreciate you. Thank you very much. We're getting to the battles right now. As I look for the button, find it, and get the game started. Let's go. Let's see what we got here. A Frostlass on the lead in the first game, and we are going to get rolling here as this entire team doesn't necessarily like Frostlass, but it certainly doesn't seem like Dragonair cares. Dragonair with the Shadow boost, able to rip through almost anything that doesn't resist it, in this case specifically Frostlass, and this trainer is looking to hopefully run right through, and maybe they're weak in the back to the Dragons as well. Opponent gives up a shield as well, and then Dragonair wins CMP, getting that second shield. Could save shield advantage and farm down, but the opponent lets it go, and they have a Jellicent in the back. Now, this is dangerous because all of the damage on this Dragonair is resisted, but the trainer looks to swap into Hakamo here and absorb the energy. There's a Shadow Ball coming. Doesn't matter. Hakamo is totally fine with it. Dragon Claw is going to come through and do a fair chunk of damage. There are no nukes on this team, so it's a lot of war of attrition and really just trying to try and win through the fast moves, honestly. But going for the next Shadow Ball here, takes out Hakamo, and Arctibax is going to come in and get a farm down, but it's not going to happen because the opponent comes in with Credillion and immediately goes for their Rock Slide here. Arctibax is going to shield up as it's got Icy Wind, and it'll be able to reset, or to lower the opponent's attack before they can send the next charge move. But we don't throw the Icy Wind. Okay, interesting. Looking to take that Rock Slide on the nose then and go for the Icy Wind. Probably would have wanted to go for the Icy Wind. Maybe the trainer wasn't aware of the counts of Rock Slide. Very possible, but definitely wanted to go for that Icy Wind before the opponent went for that first Rock Slide to have some HP left. But the opponent's very much so within range of that Aqua Tail stored by KOing, but doesn't matter because they don't need it. KO's Jellicent anyway. Good game. But they did have an Aqua Tail stored on the Dragonair. So, oh no. Not the Altaria. Alright, Altaria is probably one of the better Dragon Breath users due to its bulk, but doesn't fit the theme of the team, so Altaria, you're out. Get out of here. We got Hakamo and Arctibax. Remember, this is a middle evolution Dragon theme team here that is based along the pseudo-legendaries of their current gens of 1, 7, 9. And these are all Pokemon that we can even use in the Evolution Cup later in the season as well. And you bet yourself that you're going to see them. So, let's see how the opponent wants to play this out. They got a Dunsparce in the back. Not exactly ideal, but able to catch what could be a Rock Slide. That would be huge because it would be resisted damage. Rock Slide, got it, resisted, fantastic. The fighting typing on Hakamo is resisting the rock type damage from both Rollout and the Rock Slide, which makes this a very decent matchup for it. Drill Run, not going to be enough to do much here. Going for the extra damage of the Dragon Tails before throwing this Brick Break here. I like the overfarm, means it works because the opponent's not going to be able to get to a move. Now, unfortunately, they live with 1 HP. Don't know how you just kind of deal with that. You kind of expect it. But the Hakamo also lives with 1 HP and is going to live to get a Dragon Claw off. And Arctibax is just chilling back there looking at this Lantern saying, man, you look yummy. So Lantern is now going to have to be stuck up against the Arctibax. Arctibax is going to go for the Dragon Claw here. And note the IVs, right? This trainer clearly just built the Arctibax that they had because they wanted to. They're not building like a, they don't have a super great IV. 980, that's not high ranking by any means, but I respect just using what you have. As I'm someone who's done that quite a few times myself. Excuse me, we got to shield up the Surf here in case it's Thunderbolt, but is the Altaria going to get to a move? No, it's not. It's getting farmed down, and so is that Lantern. The opponent knows it. Good game. Getting into the next battle with a Shadow Hypno on the lead. Got to stay in here, as I imagine that you probably don't swap out for most things. Unless somehow both the dragons in the back are better than what's in the lead. I feel like this is just kind of a play it out and overwhelm your opponent with the damage and the shields and whatnot. So going for Body Slam here, as I recently memorized and learned, you want to go for Body Slam in neutral situations, as it does do slightly more damage than Aqua Tail. But opponent going to go for the Thunder Punch, and the Dragonair just lets it go. Maybe looks to shield this one, as it could be an Ice Punch, Fire Punch, Shadow Ball, could be a Shadow Ball. Opponent comes in with Credillion. That's not a wise decision here, as Arctibax is loaded with some energy. Icy Wind is going to do a lot to this thing if they don't shield it. It is definitely better this way, because now you can swap in the Hakamo. No need to shield anything, because you resist all the damage from both Grass Knot and the Rock Slide. You just farm down here, and easily going to be able to get a nice energy lead against whatever's in the back. Opponent's Hypno is going to come in. That damage does chunk from the confusion, but it only goes down. Oh my goodness. It goes down so quickly, and then there's a Clodsire in the back. Arctibax getting close to an Icy Wind to be able to get the KO here, as I imagine that the Clodsire just stays in. Now, unfortunately, throwing on bad timing there. You want to throw on odds, right? 1, 3, 5, etc. if you're the Hakamo in this case, because the opponent will be able to just simply sneak an entire Mudshot or Poison Sting through, which doesn't seem like a big deal, but over the course of an entire game, you know, 2, 3, 4 of those sneaking in can actually flip an entire game in the wrong direction. So, opponent going for the Stone Edge. Not sure why. Maybe they don't have... I don't know. Opponent would have wanted to go for an Earthquake there. Maybe they were trying to bait or something. I don't know. But we got Mirror Leads in the next game, so this is going to be interesting. Who throws the charge move loses. Actually, the IVs on the opponent's Dragonair look like they're worse. So the opponent, realizing this, banks a move and swaps out. Arctibax is going to come in, as it's... Well, I don't know. Actually, I might say Hakamo might be tankier. But it's hard to say. But the opponent goes for a Surf, and oh my god, that feels so bad to shield that move. Opponent now going for another move, though, very quickly. This has definitely got to be the... Nope, that's a Shadow Ball. All right, never mind. I'm not going to say nothing anymore, because I don't know what I'm talking about. But it always feels bad to shield that Surf. It's like it's so detrimental to the opponent if that doesn't get shielded. So it just makes no sense, right? It makes more sense for them to go for the Shadow Ball right off the rip. But opponent going for the risky plays here and going for that Surf Bait, making us shake our heads and question and wonder why. But it worked for him, so we go for it, right? Dragonair comes back in and throws that Body Slam. Hakamo, at full HP, can definitely tank a move, but the Dragonair comes in and is not able to get its charge move off in time and just loses its entire everything. It's gone. It's out of the game. That's it. Hakamo is going to come in, get this Dragon Claw off, shields down for the opponent, easily able to... I think you even live in Earthquake, don't you? But the Hydro Cannon comes through. All the wrong bait calls in this game, unfortunately, but I think that this is not... This is not Hydro Cannon? No, they don't even go through the Earthquake. They just say, I'm done, man. That's it. Good game. Well played. All gone. And that's the thing about these Dragon teams, right? Like, the opponent brings the elementals, right? Grass, fire, water, electric, things like that. The Dragons have very good play into all of those. Even though the Dragonair is fairly squishy, Hakamo and Arctibax have enough bulk to make themselves very, very good in this meta. And the opponent threw right away at 6 Vine Whips, so this is a resistant Frenzy Plant. Easily let this go. Farm down. No, the opponent has a Lantern and they bring it in. They think that maybe they got rid of the Dragonair. They're going to be safe, but no, trainer. You are not safe. There are 2 more of those where that came from, and it looks like we are staying in to play this out, get the Dragon breaths off, and Hakamo comes in, and the opponent now, at this point, is probably like, oh no, what have I done? There we go. We got the Dragon coming through. We got our Dragon... Goodness gracious. Dragon Tails going through. Thunderbolt going to do resisted damage, and the opponent has a Dugong in the back. This is actually kind of dangerous because Dugong has a lot of bulk, resisting the, or not resisting, it's not resisting anything, but the damage going out and the Icy Winds are going to make this a very, very difficult matchup for these Dragons to overcome. And so, unless a miracle happens, like the opponent swapping in the Venusaur to get a charge move, and then they let it go. You should have played that out. I mean, good game, but you should have played that out. You never know. Okay, next game, Deoxys defense on the lead. Now, one little known fact around Deoxys is because it has such a high defense stat, but a low HP stat, one-turn moves rip through it very quickly. You can see Dragonair's one-turn move doing a lot of damage very quickly to the Deoxys here. Able to get to this body slam before the opponent throws another Psycho Boost to, you know, potentially get another shield or something here. This is fine, as one more Psycho Boost here, I don't think with the debuff will even KO. So, going to be able to basically neutralize this Deoxys and get it off the field. Opponent swaps in their own Dragonair, and then we're going to see Meloette go for a body slam for the neutral damage, and then swap right into Hakamo, and the Dragon Tails KO before the opponent's Dragonair even gets to a move. And now Skeleturge, my boy, is here. Now, the unfortunate thing is we throw an alignment there on bad timing. You would have wanted to throw on 3, ideally, in order to get that good timing. So, thankfully, the opponent letting a whole Dragon Tail through as well. They go for the Disarming Voice, though. Not a big deal. Does double super effective damage here, and is going to do a lot of... It's just going to do like 5 Hakamos are KO'd by that thing. But Arctibax coming in, can shield once, farm all the way down. Opponent tries to catch a move on Deoxys, but unfortunately not going to happen here, as Skeleturge is going to come in. Now, that was thrown on CMP. Very risky maneuver here by Meloette, but it works out in their favor as the Icy Wind goes off, gets the shield. They simply have to shield once and should be able to get to a Dragon Claw. Now, personally, I would have looked to go for... Dragon Claw and then go for a second Dragon Claw, personally, as that would have been a little bit more ideal. But thankfully, because of how long Incinerate takes, Dragonair comes and gets the kill. Good game. We got a Gengar, Shadow Gengar in the lead. Watch this. Watch how quickly Gengar gets trounced. Almost its entire HP bar is gone after just those Dragon Breaths. Absolutely insane. The Dragon type on the... It looks like a Dragonfly. It could be a Dragonite or it could be an Altaria here. Opponent comes in with a Dragonite, and Arctibax is going to come in and deal a ton of damage. Opponent not even able to get to a Dragon Claw here before they go down, and Gengar comes back in to get blown to smithereens. And then the opponent has a Dugong. Now, would have liked to see the trainer here throw some Dragon Breaths in before immediately throwing this Icy Wind, just to make sure that the opponent wasn't getting any free damage, right? They could have got to this... All right, never mind. They got to the Dragon Claw anyway, but it would have been a little bit more comfortable if they'd thrown 1 or 2 Dragon Breaths in between that first Icy Wind here. But this is looking pretty good here. Opponent, while they do have Icy Wind, they only can get to so many before the Dragon Claws and Dragon Breaths just rip through. And honestly, opponent's going to have to shield this, and then the fast move damage just overdoes it anyway. They can only throw so many moves here. There's still a shield remaining. You could probably just let this one go, to be honest, then swap to Dragonair, do some damage, and then let Hakamo finish the game with a shield. I would like to think. But we're going to see the Hakamo stay in. Look to go for that charge move. Going to get to the Brick Break anyway. Doesn't matter. Either way, you get a win condition found. Whether it's a Dragonair or Hakamo. Well played. Good game. Taking out the Dugong. Getting into the next game, we got mirror leads. We're going to see who's got the superior Dragonair. I would say Meloette probably does. The IVs on this Dragonair are actually pretty great. Yeah. Opponent... Got to go for the charge move, trying to get an advantage where they can here, as no Dragonair would easily be able to take out the other Dragonair without even worrying about it. Opponent going to come in with a Frostlass, going to get this, not Icy Wind, going to get the Aqua Tail off here, and the Aqua Tail does a fairly good amount of damage before the Frostlass farms down, but these Dragon Breaths just chunking. Arctibax comes in, should be able to live 1 Avalanche if it needs to, although it wouldn't be too terribly comfortable. So the Arctibax will shield the opponent. Not going to be able to get to another move, but they full send a Shadow Ball, and then a Cofagrigus comes in. This is interesting. Okay. Cofagrigus, while it is not exactly the most offensive type of Pokemon, it's got some bulk to it. But the Icy Wind is going to help a lot here. However, don't know if you're getting to another move there. The Shadow Ball takes a lot of damage out of the Arctibax despite that debuff, but I think Hakamo should be able to just simply farm down at this point. And then it's going to be all up to whether or not they can get through and tag team the... Oh my goodness, that was a close one. Dude, they almost didn't get that farm down. Now 2 Dragon Tails, easily enough. One gets the shield, the other one takes out the Frostlass. What looked to be a very difficult game for this team, they overcome through sheer force, willpower, and the bonds of friendship. Taking out Frostlass, and that's a good game. Well played. All right, getting into the next battle, we've got Dragonair on the lead versus a Lantern. You love to see it. Everybody loves dunking on Lantern because Lantern is that stupid fish that nobody really likes. Lantern staying in, clearly core broken by this Dragonair, as I've done many times myself. Y'all saw the video last week. It was a great time. We love when we dunk on Lantern. There's probably a Talonflame in the back or something of the sort. So this Dragonair is having a great time right now, just ripping right through the stupid fish, and probably going to have to shield. Nope, we're going to let it go. Obviously, the opponent is core broken by dragons, so doesn't even go for the... Okay, I don't know if they were at the Thunderbolt, but able to get that move off is huge. Now the opponent's going to come in with something. Maybe it could be that Talonflame. No, it's a Lickitung. Lickitung actually loses to Arctibax, I believe. I could be wrong, but I bet they come in with a Hakamo for the Brick Break damage. Yeah, Hakamo comes in. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Then the opponent's got a Metacham, and now we're glad we brought in this Hakamo, as the Arctibax would have a very bad time against it. Now, opponent might have Ice Punch. They probably... Who am I kidding? They have Ice Punch. So they're going to go for it here. Hakamo's got to put up a shield at this point, but honestly, as long as you can get the shield back, there's a good farm down that could potentially happen here. Might even go for the full farm down now, as we put both shields up, but Brick Break is super effective into the Lickitung. Saving it for later, taking the counter damage, and going to go for the Icy Winds into this Lickitung to lower its attack stat permanently, as the opponent has no more Pokemon aside from Lickitung. They cannot swap out to clear this debuff. Lickitung's getting that first shield up there. It's got to shield something. If you can get one more shield off this Lickitung before the Arctibax goes down, you are chilling. But I'm pretty sure that even with the attack stat being dropped, oh, he's going for it. Reaches for the Icy Wind before the Lickitung can farm down. There is no way that Hakamo doesn't get 2 moves off in this case. He doesn't even need 2. It gets to 1 now. Just go for that Brick Break and you win. Good game. Well played. Love to see dunking on things like Lickitung, Metacham, Lantern. Get that basic meta out of here. Well played. Good game. Getting into what looks to be the final battle. We've got another mirror lead. Let's check the IVs. Who's got the superior Dragonair? Oh, that's right. It's Meloette with that 0, 14, 13 IV spread. That's a ballin' IV spread. I think it's probably better than mine. And mine's pretty okay. Opponent's Dragonair goes down, although we take the shield advantage. Now we're going to see what's in the back. It's a Deoxys. So, yeah, this is kind of risky. Going to have to see how Meloette decides to play this one out, as the Deoxys is going to go down to about half HP before the Deoxys can farm down the Dragonair. But now you have to make a decision. Do we come in with the Hakamo and have to risk taking super effective Psycho Boost, or come in with Arctibax and take the super effective counters? Opponent goes for a Thunderbolt. Are they not? Do they even have it? Do they even have the They have to have Psycho Boost. Surely there's no way they don't have Psycho Boost. But because the opponent gives up Switch, they should have just thrown the Psycho Boost. I'm surprised they didn't throw Psycho Boost. But that doesn't matter, because now Lantern has to contend with dragons, as we love to see. Once again, dicking on Lantern is one of my favorite things. Surf, not going to do nothing. We're going to be able to farm down here just about, I imagine, and probably going to be able to even get an Icy Wind and a half out of this thing, maybe. No, you're probably going to have to throw energy at this point. No, you have to shield this now, right? Surely. You just let the energy go. That's okay. Okay. Huge call here, leaving a shield for this farm down. The Deoxys gets nearly... The Deoxys is almost out of HP, so this is actually 5 head, dude. Huge! Get that Deoxys out of here, and Lantern's got nothing left in the tank. Opponent's Lantern goes down. Triple Dragon domination in the Retro Cup. Love to see it. Wonderful gameplay. Definitely some stuff that could have been improved upon. Hopefully the trainer takes it constructively. I do like to point out things where, you know, as a coach myself, which you can find me on Metafy and on Patreon, and the links in the description and the pinned comment. If you're looking to improve at the game and get one-on-one coaching, you can get that in Metafy. And Patreon's just where I got the best dang community with a ton of other things that you get inside access to my teams, my meta-analysis, everything that I do about this stuff early, and I'm hoping that the trainer takes this constructively. So I obviously don't mean to criticize in a negative way. I just say, you know, well, we could have thrown one more here, or throw on 135 for timing, stuff like that. Just small stuff that hopefully helps him improve. But thank you all so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.